So we're back, and I'm former Major League Baseball player Jermaine Curtis, and I'm here with the expert in nutrition, expert in strength training, and expert in speed, Ryan Johnson. We have another video for you, and this video is talking mainly about strengthening the lower half. It's super important, and a quick little story. I played in California, grew up, and I went to UCLA as well, and we did a lot of strength training, but I didn't believe in it. It wasn't something that was on the forefront of my practice to get myself better. And so I went up the system, got drafted, played up in the minors, and then I just hit a plateau. And I just couldn't figure out what it was. And my girlfriend, being a trainer, she said, hey, what if you just strength train? What if what if we took this off season where we ate right, where we strength trained and got yourself bigger? And I was at a point where I was like, you know what, let's do it. So we did it. We worked. I worked my butt off. And the next year, my home runs went up. My doubles went up, my averages went up. I ended up leading the Cincinnati Reds in a lot of offensive categories, and it became my best year ever. And from that point on, I was sold, and that's the reason why I have this guy here, because this guy knows everything about all the things that I did in the training room. So he's going to come in and give you his advice. He's going to share with you today these exercises. So, Ryan, why don't you tell them a little bit more about what you want to do today?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's an absolute pleasure to be here, Jermaine. Thank you for having me. Can't wait to share with you my favorite lower body exercises for a baseball player. One thing that Jermaine touched on there, he not only increased his performance, but he separated himself from the competition. And that's what I'm here to do today. Many baseball players might not believe in strength training, but I'm here to give you a why today. And that why is to separate yourself from any competition you might have by unlocking potential through getting stronger, through getting faster. And that's what I'm going to show you here today. So I can't wait to show you here. 5 exercises that we have. The first one I'm going to start with is going to be a lower body exercise that maybe might not be as popular as a traditional squat and deadlift, but it's absolutely the most effective and most functional for a baseball player. So I want you guys to think about it. When we're hitting, okay, we almost all the time, okay, when we load up, we're always going to be on one foot loaded to the next. When we throw a baseball, we're going to load up on one foot and go to the next. When we run, we're going on one foot, going to the next. So what do we really need as a baseball player? We need single leg strength. A lot of people, they love a squat, they love a deadlift, but we're on 2 legs. And those are 2 exercises I'm going to show you a little bit, but I really want us to focus on as baseball players on single leg strength and single leg stability. It's going to increase performance, and that's going to decrease risk of injury. Most injuries happen in baseball when we're running on one leg or when we're transferring weight on one leg. If we get strong and stable on one leg, we're going to increase performance, decrease injury. And that's really what I'm here to show you today. So the first one that we're going to do today, talking a little bit about single leg strength, single leg stability. All right? So we're going to drop the dumbbell, all right? We got to drop our ego. We need to make sure we move well first before we go ahead and we make the movement harder. So a single leg split squat, one of my favorite exercises. We're going to start on one knee first, okay? When we do a single leg or single arm exercise, we're always going to start with our non-dominant leg or arm first. That way we know we can control the movement and control the weight. So, how we're going to do this, okay? We're going to be on one knee. We're going to have one foot up in this kneel position. Okay, all we're going to do, very simply, we're going to stand up. Okay, I'm going to be in a very good position to do a single leg split squat now. Okay, so as slow as I possibly can, I'm going to bring this back leg just about to tippy-tap the floor. We're going to pop right back up. See, it's tough movement there. We lose a little balance, but it's also going to gain balance as well. All right, so we just stay with our feet nice and glued. This is what it's going to look like. We're going to go down. We're going to pop right back up. We're going to go down. We're going to pop right back up. The keys to this one, okay, if I'm wearing a shirt with a logo like I'm doing right now, you're going to want to see that. If you're looking straight at me, like if the camera's looking at me, or if somebody is watching you and they're looking at you, we always want to see the logo, okay? So we don't want to bend down. We want to have our chest nice and tall. Second biggest key, this front foot, we want to stay on our heel. We don't want to bring our weight forward to our tippy toe. We want to stay on our heel when we do this. So we're here, we're going to drive through our heel. Driving through our heel really activates our glutes, which is almost the biggest muscle in our body, okay? So it's just down, up, up. If that movement is easy, you feel like you have perfected that movement, driving from the heel, keeping our chest up, we're going to add a little resistance to it. How we do this, all right? We're going to grab one dumbbell. We're going to hold it in a goblet position. A goblet position is, think about your favorite drink. We're going to go ahead and hold our favorite drink. We're going to have 2 points of contact. We're going to touch right here, right under our throat, then right here on our sternum. The entire movement, this dumbbell is going to sit there. We don't want it to lean off. It's going to sit there nice and tight, okay? Again, all we're going to do, we're going to go down nice and slowly, barely tap that back leg, pop right back up. As slow as we possibly can, touch that back leg, pop right back up. My recommendation for programming would be 4 to 5 sets, maybe I would say 6 to 8 reps. That would definitely be my programming recommendation. If you are in a bind, you only need to do 3 sets, I would stick for anywhere to 6 to 8 reps. I love this for a good power exercise. Absolutely one of my favorites for lower body.
Let me ask you this question. What if you're having a little knee pain? What do you want to do?
Absolutely. So that's a great question. That's something we run into with a lot of our athletes who come into us for the first time. Instead of moving out forward, what we will do, okay? So we will do a reverse lunge, moving ourselves backwards, okay? It's going to take a lot of pressure off that patella and that patella tendon, which is where we see most pain. So what we do, we stand nice and tall. We can go backwards, touch the knee just like we've been doing. Go right back to the start. And that should alleviate any knee pain or anyone with knee concerns at all.
Perfect. And if you guys are interested, you can get more information, and we'll tell you at the end of this this tutorial. So that's great. You got another exercise for us?
Absolutely. So another one of my favorites. The hinge is the most powerful and most important movement for any baseball player to have. We'll get into that when we go to the RDL. This is another single leg version of a hinge, all right? So when we do a single leg exercise, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start with our non-dominant first. So if I write with my right hand, my left leg's gonna be out first. We're gonna have a slight bend here. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna drop our ego. Goodbye to the weight, we wanna make sure we move first, all right? So a slight bend in our leg on the opposite arm and the opposite leg. Okay, we're gonna draw a straight line. So I'm gonna have my chest nice and proud. I'm gonna draw a straight line with my arm and this leg is gonna go back. Nice and proud. We're going to get about parallel to the ground. Right back to the start. We're going to hinge back, hips to the ceiling, or hips to the wall. Back to the start. Hips to the wall, nice straight line. Back to the start. If we feel we perfect that movement, we're going to grab a dumbbell. We're going to have one leg out. We're going to have a dumbbell nice and close to our body. If we pretend we have a pencil under our armpit, that's an absolute great cue and great way to make sure we're doing this movement correctly. So we're here, pencil under my armpit. We're going to go down, nice and parallel, back to the start. And that's a single leg RDL. The third exercise, we're going to get to our bilateral movements. So what that means is we're going to have both feet on the ground. Touched a little bit on it earlier in the video where we have our squats and our deadlift. I absolutely love this version of a deadlift, which is called an RDL, okay? So a baseball player, when they hit or when they throw or when they go ahead and they set up defensively, our athletic position is our hinge, okay? So that means our hips are back, our knees are bent, we're ready to explode left or right, or we're able to explode nice and forward to go ahead and hit or go ahead and throw. So knowing how to hinge and really knowing how to be powerful in that hinge is the biggest key for a baseball player from a strength conditioning aspect. So how we hinge, all right? So you can see the side view. We're gonna be nice and tall. We're gonna push our hips back. We're gonna have a slight bend in our knees. That way we can be explosive going left or right, or even forward or backwards. So we're gonna work on that movement here with a dumbbell RDL. So I'm gonna be the side view here. That way you can see the hinge. We're gonna have both dumbbells at our thighs. We're gonna have that slight bend. I'm gonna push my hips back. My chest's gonna be nice and tall. You're going to go about to your kneecaps, pop right back up. Nice and slow, hips go back, about to our kneecaps, pop right back up. And that is a great exercise to work our posterior chain. So we're going to be working our glutes and our hamstrings, which are extremely important in baseball and extremely important in injury prevention as well.
Let me ask you this. What age do you think they should start doing these exercises?
Absolutely. So that's a great question, Jermaine. I would start as early as anywhere from 8 to 10 years old range. Definitely maturity plays a big role in this. However, the more they practice these movements and the more they perfect these movements, the better off they're going to be on and off the field. I've always learned, and this is the biggest thing I've learned as a strength and conditioning coach, elite athletes are elite movers. So learning how to move correctly is going to pay big dividends for any baseball player or any athlete in general.
So they can do these exercises without any weight and still get a lot of...
Absolutely. And that's the biggest key here. We really want to perfect the movement first. Like I said before I started each exercise, when we drop the weight, we're really dropping our ego, making sure we move correctly first before we make the weight an exercise a little more difficult. We really want to make sure we perfect that movement. If the movement looks bad or if the movement is off because we add too much weight, we're going to have no benefits at all.
So when you work with younger guys, like talk to us about, I know they've gotten good results, but talk to them about those good results they've gotten by doing this stuff, and talk to me about, what did you look for when you're working with younger kids, even 8 years old, 9 years old, 12 years old, 15. Walk me through that real quick before we go into the extra exercises.
Yeah, so working with our youth athletes especially, immediately we do see good results as long as they're doing the movements correctly. That's the biggest thing. If we have an athlete in there and maybe they aren't moving correctly, and having the ability to really work on them one with their movements, they get it pretty quickly. Young kids are pretty smart, and if they understand the why behind the movement, they do a really good job of adapting to that, and we see immediate results with them. Of course, practice makes perfect, but the increase in the fluidity of the movement and the way the athlete moves from maybe, say, week 1 to week 4 is an incredible improvement. And that pays big dividends on the field as well. So just kind of seeing that progress over time not only helps them, but it gets them addicted to wanting to improve their performance through movement prep or even through weightlifting. So.
And you've seen your kids get stronger and hit the ball farther and throw faster. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So increasing that lower body strength and increasing the way we really move and our efficiency, it does a really huge job on the baseball field to not only hit further, but to protect our body from injury and to also throw harder as well, especially in younger kids who might see elbow pain. Just getting our lower body stronger really takes a lot of stress off our upper body. Our body really works in a kinetic chain, so all of our movements start from the ground up. So really doing a good job of strengthening our lower body is going to pay big dividends for arm care.
Perfect. Fourth exercise?
Yeah, so the fourth exercise, what we're going to do here is going to be our goblet squat. So we don't have a rack here today, otherwise I would show you a front squat. However, this is just as effective of a movement. What we're going to do, so you can go ahead and you can pick really any dumbbell that fits the weight, but we're always going to keep it in the goblet position. So we're going to hold it just like we would with the drink, just like we did with the split squat. We're going to have our 2 points of contact the entire time. I'm going to get my feet nice and wide. I want you to see my hips, because a lot of people when they squat, they feel like the first movement is just down. However, we need to be in that hinge position. So we're going to hinge our hips back. We're going to go elbows to our knees. We're going to pop right back up. Okay? If we have trouble getting depth, what we can do is we can grab a bench. We can grab a chair. We're going to have our feet nice and wide. We're going to hinge back first. We're going to go ahead and sit. Pop right back up. When we go down to the bench, we're really going to tap. Go right back up. We don't want to sit too long. Just quick tap, fire back up. That'll really help with our squat form. Squat's a great exercise to not only develop the backside of our body, but as well as our quads as well. So that's another huge movement that we do. And then lastly, I talked a little bit about our glutes being one of the biggest muscles and the biggest primary mover in our body. This exercise is going to help strengthen that. So what we're going to do, it's called a glute bridge. We're going to go on the floor. We're going to have our back on the floor. So if we are just starting this movement, if we're a younger athlete, what I want us to do is I want to start with the bilateral glute bridge. So what we're going to do, heels are going to be on the ground. We're going to pop our hips up to the sky. We're going to hold for about 1 to 2 seconds. I really want to squeeze the back side of my body here. We're going to go right back down.
We're going to go pop up. We're going to go right back down. If we get very good at this movement and it's becoming a little bit easier, we can go ahead and we can put one leg up, one leg's going to be on the ground, and now we have a single leg hip lift. So we're going to go ahead and have our heel on the ground, hips to the sky, right back down. If these movements are too easy, we can simply take a dumbbell. We're going to have the dumbbell on the leg that's on the ground. We're going to pop our hips up, count to about 2 seconds, right back down. This movement isn't about, none of these movements are about going quick. This is more strength development instead of speed development. So just really make sure we hone in on the form and really make sure that we're paying attention to how good the movement looks opposed to speed and opposed to how much we lift. So those are 5 great exercises that help you unlock any potential you might have. And then it's also a great way to go ahead and increase strength on any movement on a baseball field or off of baseball field. Strength is strength, so if you're a baseball player and you might play basketball as well, or you might play soccer or any other sport, this is going to go ahead and benefit you in all aspects of athletics. So being strong is a great way to separate yourself from the competition.